Good morning to all and welcome to the session, the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. Today's editorial is all about a fire accident in a particular hospital, and based on that, the editorial talks about the reasons behind and the solution. In this session, you are going to learn about 10 to 15 effective, important words that go with effective English. You are going to learn about 10 to 15 important phrases, idioms, and prepositional combinations. Now, let us go to the editorial. But before that, have a look at the words you are likely to learn. The first one, catering. The word cater to the needs of someone, but catering industry. Usually, this word goes with the food industry, but it has another meaning. What does it mean? And cater, it's a verb. Catering could be adjective. To provide all the things that they need or want. Someone wants something, you provide. Then we say you're catering to the needs of that particular person. Betray, from that you get the word betrayal. It means to be not loyal to your country or to someone. The verb is betray and the noun form is betrayal. Havens, it's a noun. Havens singular, havens plural. A place of safety or refuge, an important word. And vulnerable, someone is vulnerable. What does it mean? Exposed to the possibility of being attacked or harmed. Apathy, another important word, it means lack of interest, enthusiasm, or concern. Breakout is a phrasal verb. To begin suddenly. Usually it goes with diseases, war, clashes, and also fire. Deadly, causing or able to cause death. Generally, we say deadly disease, deadly something, adjective. Forensic, a scientific word. Use of scientific techniques to solve crimes. Scarcely, important from grammar point of view. Only just or almost not. When you look at this word, you have to recollect hardly, scarcely, barely, and the combination when. Marshal is a verb, marshaled, to bring together or organize people or things. Another important word. Herculean task, Herculean job. That's an idiomatic expression. What does it mean? Requiring great strength or effort. Important word. Norm, singular, norms, plural. It's a noun. Something that is usual, typical, or standard. Overdrive, a state of great or excessive activity. Another important word in this context. Flammable, inflammable, both mean the same. Means easily set on fire. They catch fire within no time. Then we use the word flammable. Sparks, a small fiery particle thrown off from a fire. You all know the word sparks. Mandate is a verb, mandatory, noun form. An official order or commission to do something. Healing, heal is a verb, healing. The process of making or becoming sound or healthy again. These are the important words you are going to learn from this editorial. Now let us go to the editorial and see what is there to learn. How does it start? Death by hospital fire. There is one important expression over here, death by. There are so many combinations. Death by drowning, death by stoning, death by hanging, death by strangulation, death by, in this context, hospital fire. And every editorial, when they write the editorial, there's a reason behind, there's a stimulus, and the main idea, if it is about a problem, the editorial provides the background information, highlights the problem, and provides a solution. While catering to demand during COVID 19, hospitals must ensure operational fitness. This is the main idea. While catering to demand, here cater means to provide all the things someone wants or someone needs. Catering to demand during COVID 19, hospitals must ensure. The helping verb must, it is used to express an obligation imposed by the speaker or to convey the idea something is compulsory. Must ensure, make sure that operational fitness is there, operational fitness, how they execute the work. Now, here it starts with a general statement. There is no greater betrayal than when what people believe to be safe havens turn into killing fields. There are two words over here. A lot of students say we cannot understand the editorial. There are two reasons. One reason, they don't know the meanings of so many words they come across in the editorial. Another reason, they don't have the background information. But for both the problems, there's a solution. There are solutions. You have to know the meaning, then you can understand. Today, you can Google, get the background information, you can understand. So, what does it mean, betrayal? The verb form betray. Betray means not to be loyal to your country or to someone. Everyday English, we use the word backstabbing, betray, backstab. There is no greater betrayal than when what people believe to be safe havens, an important word, haven means a place of safety or refuge. Obviously, hospital, a place of safety. But unfortunately, why the word betrayal here? Hospitals are supposed to be safe havens, but they are turning into killing fields in a way that is a betrayal. Then it provides another general statement what has been going on and what has happened in the recent past. The large number of hospital fires being reported in the last couple of years in the country, taking victims at their most vulnerable, could well be a case of criminal negligence and apathy. As I said, when it comes to understanding a particular editorial, you got to know the meanings of so many words, one thing, and also you have to have the background information. Here, this is an easy topic, should not be a problem, but words meanings you have to know. Vulnerable means what? Exposed to the possibility of being attacked or harmed. To be in a weak position. You are in a weak position, someone can attack you, someone can exploit you. Then we use the word vulnerable. And apathy, an important word, means lack of interest, lack of enthusiasm. In this context, a lack of concern, lack of concern. So, related words, callous or stony. At least four infants are reported to have died in Monday's fire in the special newborn care unit of Kamala Nehru Children's Hospital in Bhopal. So, this any editorial based on a particular incident, editorial is written. So now it comes to the actual incident, actual event. At least four infants, infant means a baby, at least four infants are reported to have died in Monday's fire in the special newborn care unit of Kamala Nehru Children's Hospital in Bhopal. Then it talks about series of fire accidents. Early November, 11 patients died in a fire that broke out at the COVID-19 ward in Ahmednagar, Maharashtra. Break out to start suddenly. That's a phrasal verb. One more fire accident. In March this year, 10 people were killed in a fire that broke out in Sunrise Hospital, Mumbai. These are only the latest in a series of hospital fires that have, as per some estimates, led to the deaths of over 120 people, most of them COVID 19 patients. This sentence talks about in the recent past so many fire accidents, and because of these fire accidents across the country, 120 people died, deaths of over 120, and most of these are COVID 19 patients. Then it talks about when it comes to fires, the editorial says minor fires, major fires, and it talks about the impact. Several minor and major fires have been started in hospitals. The former means minor, the first one, causing damage to property and anxiety for patients. Minor fire accident, damage to property, anxiety for patients and their loved ones, while the latter, the second in position, means major fires proved to be deadly for patients but also for some hospital staff. Deadly means causing or able to cause death. Why hospital staff? In most of these cases, hospital staff also had to see to the immediate shifting of patients to other safer units. They try to shift the patients at the time of the fire accident. In that process, they may also get, because the fire engulfs, they may also get affected. Now he talks about a particular theory, the link that has been made out between rising hospital fires and the burden of COVID 19 cases is not artificial. It means that there's a link between the rising hospital fires and the burden of COVID 19 cases. Now he talks about the reason behind what could be the reason. Series of fire accidents, hospital administrators, and forensic analysis, analysis singular, analysis plural, have laid the cause. That means they have pointed out here forensic use of scientific techniques to solve crimes, laid the cause for the historically high number of cases that hospitals have had to deal with. Because of COVID 19, the number has gone up, the number of patients, and courtesy, obviously, COVID 19, the coronavirus, and this is a root cause. The reason for the series of fire accidents, historically high number of cases that hospitals have had to deal with. Then what happened? The number has gone up, the impact of that, with the number of cases rising in the first and second waves of the pandemic, demand far exceeded capacity. This is a root cause. Demand far exceeded capacity. Imagine a hospital can handle only 10 patients, but because of this COVID 19, they had to take 20 patients. Obviously, it is like the demand far exceeding the capacity. Hospitals tried to expand their facilities. Obviously, they did something. They tried to expand the facilities to accommodate as many patients as possible, while there was scarcely any time for infrastructure expansion. Certain things they could expand, but there was no time for infrastructure expansion. Because of that, the fire accidents. And there's one important word, scarcely, only just or almost not. And that word is important from the exam point of view. So what could they expand? While beds and mattresses could be marshaled at short notice, and oxygen cylinders sometimes with Herculean effort, hospitals could not add extra power lines or distribute the load with additional transformers or power units. Something positive, something negative. They could marshal, an important word. What does it mean? To bring together or organize people or things. They could marshal beds and mattresses at short notice, and oxygen cylinders sometimes with Herculean effort, great difficulty. But hospitals could not add extra power lines or distribute the load with additional transformers or power units. And ventilators were also pushed into use 24 by 7, certainly not the norm before COVID 19. And with high power requirement for this, it naturally pressed existing infrastructure into overdrive. So this talks about the hospitals focused on certain areas, but there was no time to focus on infrastructure, especially when it comes to power lines, transformers, and power units. Added to that, ventilators were also pushed into use, and this was not the norm 24/7. This was not the norm before COVID 19. But because of COVID 19, ventilators they were pushed into use 24 by 7. And with high power requirement, obviously this demands more power. It naturally pressed existing infrastructure into overdrive. There's an important word, overdrive. Means what? A state of great or excessive activity. Single air conditioner units were also operating full time. Now, what is the impact of all this? These resulted in electrical short circuits and possibly helped by the presence of flammable substances, alcohol based sanitizers, high oxygen and PPE kits. Sparks grew into full scale fires. Usually, sparks are not dangerous, but they turned into full scale fires, then obviously, major negative impact. It is essential for hospitals. Now, because of this particular problem, the editorial talks about the solution. What is important here? It is essential for hospitals that pulled more than their share of the weight during COVID 19 to not only do fire safety audits, but also electrical audits to ensure operational fitness and specifically to ensure there are no fires. Because of all this or all these incidents, the editorial says hospitals have to go for safety audits and also electrical audits, very fire safety audits and electrical audits, and make sure they have to be damn sure about operational fitness, and also they have to make sure fire accidents don't happen. Now, here editorial talks about the role of the state governments. States may mandate. There's one important word, mandate. From this, you get the word mandatory. an official order or commission to do something, or incentivize, give incentives, such a procedure in order to draw it up the priority list of smaller and medium sized hospitals. If you take smaller and medium sized hospitals, if they have to expand their infrastructure, they need money, they need incentives. So the editorial says states may mandate it, they have to make it mandatory, one thing, or incentivize, give incentives, such a procedure in order to draw it up the priority list. There's a priority list, and this has to go to the top, draw it up the priority list of smaller and medium sized hospitals. How does the editorial end? Hospitals, after all, must remain healing zones. What is a hospital? It's a healing zone, safe haven, and to ensure that fire accidents are avoided. They should avoid fire accidents, and it must be a non negotiable requirement. When it comes to avoiding fire accidents, there is no compromise, there is no dialogue. It should be, it must be a non negotiable requirement. That's all about the editorial. And now let us have a look at, based on this editorial, whenever you spend time on something while preparing for competitive exams, do remember every minute is important, every second is important. And whatever you do, you have to do from the exam point of view. This editorial analysis for what? To improve your language proficiency. When you attend this session, you can learn a lot of words, same words you get in the exam. Besides that, when it comes to SSC exams, quite often they ask questions related to prepositional phrases, prepositional combinations, idioms, phrasal verbs, and standard phrases. From the editorial, you can get so much. Now look at these. Death by. Here the combination is very important. Prepositional combination. Death by fire. Death by drowning. And cater takes a preposition to. Cater to someone, cater to something. Must ensure, helping verb. Make sure, must ensure. Must is used to express a personal obligation or to convey the idea something is compulsory. Safe havens. Again, when it comes to competitive exams, English part, word combinations are very important. Safe havens. Hospitals are safe havens. Turn into, change into. Hospitals are supposed to be safe havens. They are turning into killing fields. So important phrasal verb. Last couple of years, a standard phrase, important. Negligence, you all know, not acceptable, but negligence beyond a limit. Then we use the expression criminal negligence cannot be justified. Important combination. Break out a phrasal verb. When it comes to phrasal verbs, if you're really a smart student, first you have to know the meaning of this particular phrasal verb. Breakout means to start suddenly. It goes with fire, war, clashes, diseases, and volcanic eruptions. Then you have to think of the different phrasal verbs that go with the verb break. Break in, break into, break out, break away, break up. And you have to think of those phrasal verbs and brush up the basics. Series of fires, series of incidents, series of matches. Another important phrase. As per some estimates, again, written English, we use this according to some estimates, as per some estimates. Former and latter. Former talks about the first position, and latter talks about the second in position. Very important. Here, these are important because there's another word. Here, double T talks about the position, single T talks about, double T talks about position, single T talks about time. He has come later than I expected. Time. The latter is more important than the former. The second one is more important than the first one. In so many competitive exams, they've given questions related to these two words because they come under confusing words. Their loved ones, your loved ones, my loved ones. So important expression. Something proved to be good, proved to be bad, proved to be dangerous. Another important expression. Make out is a phrasal verb to understand. That is British. Americans say figure out. Both mean the same. Make out, figure out, both mean the same. Understand. Lay is an important verb. If you take confusing verbs, we have lie, lay, lain, lay, laid, laid. These two are always confusing for many students. In fact, lie can be a noun, lie can be a regular verb. As a noun, as a regular verb, there's no problem. Many students can handle. But lie as an irregular verb, lie, lay, lain, it has two different meanings. One is to be in the horizontal position while relaxing, the other one to be in a particular state for a long time. And there is another verb, lay, laid, laid, to put something down. Lay the cause means put the cause on something. This is an important phrase. The number, a number, exam point of view. They have given so many times. The phrase the number takes a singular verb. The number of students is going up, singular verb. A number takes a plural verb. A number of students have come today. Hardly, scarcely, barely, they take the word when. No sooner takes the word than. That you have to recollect. At short notice, an important phrase. Herculean effort, we also say Herculean task, something very difficult. There's another idiomatic expression, uphill task. Press into, they have been pressed into, forced into, to put a lot of pressure. Flammable substances, inflammable substances both mean the same. They catch fire within no time. In order to talks about the purpose. I went there in order to, the purpose, very important. Healing zones, healing areas, another important expression. And when it comes to when you read a particular editorial, you have to think of possible questions that improves your comprehension. Comprehension means what? Understanding ability. That is very important when it comes to competitive exams. What is this editorial about? At least you should think and you should be able to say a few sentences. What is this editorial about? What could well be a case of criminal negligence and apathy? Whenever you try to answer a question based on the passage, always try to focus on the key words and look for the same keywords in the passage. Usually you get the answer over there. Criminal negligence and apathy. What proved to be deadly for patients but also for some hospital staff? Again, keywords you can locate and write the answer. What is not artificial in the context of the editorial? What is the keyword over here? Artificial. And what resulted in electrical short circuits? Keywords. Excuse me. You can easily answer. I have brought a few questions. See if you can answer. There are four words A, B, C, D, and these may be grammatically correct, spelling wise correct, or inappropriate, correct or incorrect, appropriate or inappropriate. These go with the SSC. SSC exams, you have one exam topic, misspelt words. So try to look at all the four words and see if you can spot a word that is not correctly spelled. If you don't respond immediately, I will tell you. So it is not, this spelling is not correct. It is Giant is the correct spelling. It's a common error. A lot of people write Gaint. That is not correct. And the second question, again, four words are there: ominous, asylum, masked, barbed. Nothing wrong with asylum, which means shelter, also means a place for lunatics. Masked, nothing wrong. Barbed wire, nothing wrong. This word is not correct. What is the correct spelling of that? Nous. Ominous. Ominous means something very bad, not good. Let us go to the next one. This has been given in many competitive exams because it goes with common errors. Separate, secretary, panel, and certificate. Nothing wrong with the word secretary, panel, certificate. But separate, a lot of people write this way. That is not correct. The correct spelling, SEPA, not PE, separate, an important word. Their social basis complement, dissimilar, ideological, nothing wrong. All these words complement each other, complete. So consonancy is not correct spelling. There should be only one N. Consonance means agreement, not double N, single N. The last question related to misspelled words, nondescript, not correct. Limelight, no problem. Prestigious, no problem. Bagged, no problem. What is the spelling of nondescript? Descript. Not DIDE. What does it mean? Without special features, not very important, not known. Now you have fillers. This is also an important exam topic when it comes to SSC exams. Shortly after returning from the climate conference in Scotland, Mr. Modi led a meeting focused on parts of the country where, here the clue for you, residents. A resident, a residence, countable noun. Then we cannot use less. Less goes with quantity, uncountable nouns. And here comparative form, we cannot use few, we have to use fewer. Very important. They have given in so many exams. And the leadership has its eyes on the matter already and is in the process of weighing options, keeping mind. This is a standard phrase. Keep in mind means what? Remember. It is not on. Keep in mind. Keep in mind something. Construction of proposed foot-over bridges at a few locations on the city roads has been put hold owing to objections from the national highways. Put on hold, a standard phrase. So these are not correct. Put on hold means to hold something, not to implement. The accused allegedly nursed a grudge against a woman for turning his marriage proposal and killed her while she was alone at home. The context talks about the woman refusing. For that, the phrasal verb turn on is not correct, off not correct. Turning down, turn down means what? Refuse. Since there is no traffic signal at the junction now, vehicles gaining tremendous speeds threaten the pedestrians who are forced to wait. Here, up to 15 minutes, the correct preposition up to. Not till, not until, not unless. We have 5 idioms, all idioms also an important topic. A bull in a china shop, what does it mean? We cannot depend on him for this assignment as it needs careful handling and he is like a bull in a china shop. That is an idiomatic expression. Yes, Apurva Singh, turn down, that is correct. Please go to idioms. The first idiom, what is the meaning of that? A bull in a china shop means the first option, a clumsy person. Clumsy person, very good. Pass the buck. He has passed the buck to his friend. He has passed the buck to his colleague. So, what is the meaning of the idiom pass the buck? Yes, it is not exchange. Refuse to accept responsibility. To give the responsibility to someone else. Answer is B. You better learn to toe the line to avoid consequences. You better learn to toe the line to avoid consequences. What does it mean? Toe the line. To be indifferent to rules, not correct. To disobey a rule, not correct. To follow the lead. Answer is the third option. Yes. No, no. Toe the line means to follow the lead, to follow someone, to follow something. The policy has been declared to be null and void, an important idiom. If you read the newspapers, you come across this quite often. To declare something, to make something null and void. It's a legal expression. Null and void means what? Invalid. Answer is the third option. To make something null and void means invalid, nullify. Communicative English is the Achilles heel for the job aspirants. Achilles heel, an important idiom they have given many a time. Achilles heel for the job aspirants. Nullify, very good, that is the right word. Avasti. So, what is the meaning of Achilles heel? A weak spot, that is the answer. Someone's Someone is very strong, but that person has a weak spot. Then we say that is his Achilles heel. No, no, not top priority. It is a weak spot in one's personality. And these are the important words from the editorial vocabulary. Try to match these words. Cater. Cater means what? All that you have to do, write the matching word. Cater to someone, cater to something. Are you able to see the slide? Cater means provide all the things to someone or something. Answer is H. Betray, not to be loyal. You have to write the letters. Betray means what? To be not loyal. Organize things. No, organize things means martial. Betray means a J. To be not loyal. Backstabbing, not being loyal, deceiving. You can say that also. Haven. Exactly. Haven means what? Go to the third one. A place of safety. Very good. Apathy, an important word. We can also think of words like callous, stony, lack of. What is the answer for the fourth one? Fourth one is A. Lack of interest, lack of concern. A is the answer. Breakout is a phrasal verb. It goes with war, diseases, fire, clashes, volcanic eruptions. Breakout. Go to the fifth one. Breakout means start suddenly. Answer is C. Marshal. Marshal is a verb. Here you have to organize things or people. Here you have to use I. Marshaled, organize things or people. Very good. Herculean task or Herculean job. What does it mean? Requiring great strength. Answer is D. Very good. Norm. Norm singular, norms plural. So what does it mean? It is a norm. Hospital norms. Something that is standard. G is the answer. Overdrive. What is the meaning of overdrive? Overdrive means excessive activity, taking something beyond the limit. F is the answer. I'm sorry, E is the answer. Excessive activity, beyond the limit. And what is the last one? Mandate. Mandate, you're left with only one. Which one is that? Official order to do something. Mandatory. Mandatory means compulsory. So official order to do something, answer is B. Very good. That's all from today's editorial. Hope you guys have got enriched. This is every session. Do remember morning 8:15 and 8:15 a.m. Editorial analysis, same day editorial. This is today's editorial. Same day's editorial analysis, and the focus will be on, besides analysis, vocabulary. You're going to learn every day 10 to 15 words, and grammar. You're going to learn a lot of stuff that goes with effective English. My pleasure. So very useful exam point of view, especially SSC point of view. Thank you. Have a nice day. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.